Alright, here we are on 2.4. The cost C in dollars to produce G gallons of a chemical can be expressed C equals F of G. Using units, explain the meaning of the following statements in terms of the chemical. So F of 200 equals 1300. Well, looking at this right here, this is my input, or my gallons, and this is the whole thing. That's C, this is the cost. So what this is saying is the cost of producing 200 gallons is $1,300, right? I won't write them all out. Producing 200 gallons is $1,300. Okay, that's A. B. F prime of 200 equals 6. So that's the number of gallons. Oh, and what is that? That's the rate of change of the cost when 200 gallons are produced. Does that make sense? So what we're saying is the cost is changing at $6 per gallon. The cost is going up when you're producing 200 gallons. Okay? The cost is changing at a rate of $6 per gallon when 200 gallons are produced. Okay, let's think about that for a sec. What's that mean? Okay, is it a constant cost or not? And the answer is no, it's not a constant cost. The cost of producing the number of gallons is changing, and what the cost is, it depends on how many gallons. And the change of cost, as it increases, you're going to get a more, as the number of gallons is changing, the cost will change. So how fast is that cost changing? That's the derivative. And so we know in this case, at 200 gallons, when you're producing that, the cost is going to be changing at $6 per gallon. It's getting more expensive by $6 a gallon at that moment. So let's draw a picture of what does that look like. Well, if this is your gallons and this is your cost, then it's going like this. In other words, here's 199 gallons, here's 200 gallons, here's 201 gallons. Now, I know these are specific values, but if we have the function that will connect them all, the rate of change is the slope of that guy, right? That's how fast at that moment in time the cost is increasing. So it'd be $6 over 1 gallon. Alright, does that make sense? Okay, let's look at number 3. Temperature of a cold yam placed in a hot oven is given by that, where T is minutes since the yam was put in the oven. What's the sign of F prime of T? F prime is the rate of change of the temperature of a cold yam. When you put it in the oven, it's going to be heating up. So F prime of T is positive because the change in temperature, okay, because that's what this represents, the change in temperature of the yam is, the temperature is increasing, so the change in it is positive. Okay. What are the units of F prime of 20? Let's see. F prime of 20, that's minutes. This is going to be degrees per minute. Let's do degrees Fahrenheit. So that tells me the rate of change of the temperature. At 20 minutes, it's changing however many in this case 2. So let's say that equals 2 degrees per minute. That's how fast the yam is increasing in temperature at 2 degrees per minute. So it's getting hotter and hotter. Does that make sense? Until it reaches whatever the temperature is that the oven's set for. Okay, 4. We'll do 4 on this one since we're right here. Temperature of a cup of coffee is given by H equals F of T, where T is minutes since you put the coffee on the counter. Is F prime positive or negative? It's negative because the temperature is decreasing, right? The temperature is getting smaller, so the rate of change is negative. It's going down, whatever, negative 1 degree per minute or something like that. So F prime of 20 is degrees Fahrenheit per minute of the change of temperature of coffee at 20 minutes. How fast is it changing? And I suspect coffee is going to decrease, like we talked in class a little bit, faster, and then it slows down and it kind of levels off at whatever the room temperature is. Okay? Does that make sense? So it's getting colder, so this is actually going to be a negative number because the temperature is going down. It's the slope right there, the rate of change. Okay, got that?